Welcome to another Cup of Joe. I'm your host, Joe Tumalo, and my wonderful guest, longtime friend, Greg Wilson. Thanks
Thanks.
for being here, Greg.
Oh, thank you very much, Joe. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Do you have your cup?
I do. I do.
It's a
My,
prerequisite. There you go. Nice,
yep.
nice. Beautiful. So I'm going to throw in a thought out at you. This is something that comes up, as you know, and many of our listeners may know, that 90% of my work these past couple of years has been pretty much making phone calls for clients to donors to thank them, survey them, and qualify them on their behalf. Not soliciting, but just thanking, surveying, qualifying. And mostly for planned gifts, longtime donors, but some 3 to 5 year potential major gift donors. And I guess it keeps reoccurring in my head. Like today, it's 8:30. We're recording this, and I have another full day, of course, of making phone calls. And in the back of my mind, it's like, so many people are like, dude, I'll give what I want to give. I'll give how much I want to give. You don't need to call me. I don't. It happens a lot. Am I the only one? And then how do you? Yeah, all these people that are raising a crap load of money, a ton of money. I feel like sometimes how are they doing that when unless it's me? Your thoughts, guru, fundraising guru.
Sure. Well, first, I'll start with I don't think it's you.
Right
You know,
answer.
I think it goes back to something that you've said often. So, and I'm not trying to make this like a yay Joe call, but I think it really comes back to we can't make decisions for our donors, and it's our job as fundraisers to have enough irons in the fire that when a donor is ready to make a gift, that we're there for them, but we don't know who that donor is going to be. So in order to get out in front of the one who's ready to make a gift, we have to be out in front of a whole lot of people. And I think that one of our mutual friends has done this phenomenally throughout her career of just making these thank you calls and really getting out there. And again, we don't know when that donor is going to be ready. I'm sure most long-term fundraisers have lots of stories of somebody. I have one that I think of frequently that I left voicemails for them for, I don't know, 3.5, 4 years. And then of course it was after I had left, but then they sent in something like a 6-figure check for a campaign that we had been working on. And they appreciated always hearing the updates that I left on the voicemail. And here I just thought that like my calls were going into like, voicemail purgatory kind of deal. So, we don't know what's going on inside of their heads, so we can't make decisions for them. So all we can do is just, keep churning and throw another number into the file. And especially for the work that you're doing at this point, I think if you're a major gift officer somewhere, then you should have a somewhat refined pool that somebody else has already worked through and found out that, oh, this person, Joe likes having regular contact from such and such every 4 to 6 months or 3 months or 2 months, whatever the schedule is kind of deal. Yeah, that's my quick thought on that, we don't know who's going to be ready to say yes. So you got to just keep dialing.
Excellent. And I thank you. That's what I keep telling myself. And even though I've been doing this for years and my volume, I think about 125 to 150 calls a week, heavy volume, but I keep trying to, how can I improve? What can I say that'll separate me from other gift officers? Not that I'm better than they are, but what can I do that'll keep them on the phone? That'll let them know I'm not, because a lot of times people say, oh, you're calling to ask for money. Actually, no, I don't do that. I don't ask for money over the phone. Right? I'm calling to say thank you, to learn more about why you're so good to us. Start with why, right? Simon said,
Yep.
Start with why. What can we do to better serve you as a donor? Any information we could provide on the impact of your giving. And then if we could give you a compelling reason to do more, How would you feel about a conversation around that? Open it and do more as far as your donations, right? How would you feel around a conversation around that?
And I really think too, just going back to it in the phone calls, that just even making calls differentiates you from a whole lot of other gift officers. I've heard from somebody who's in the for-profit sales world, I'm going to say within the last year, maybe 18 months at the most, that um, every data point that he's seen and that he tracks, phone calls are the differentiator between those salespeople that are successful and those that like are less successful. We'll phrase that as so.
Excellent. Greg Wilson, thank you. Greg Wilson, CEO of, I'll make sure I say it right, Stick Figure Fundraising.
Yep.
Awesome. And how can people get in touch with you if I can help them? I'm kidding.
Sure.
We're
Feel
friendly
free.
competitors. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
I was going to say, can just email me at greg at stickfigurefundraising.me or go to our website, which is just stickfigurefundraising.me.
.me, M-E. What's that? I've seen that, but what is M-E?
I don't know. I just thought
It's
it was
all
kind
about
of,
you, isn't it? Me. It's all about me.
that's right.
Greg, thank you so much.
Sure. Thank you very much, Joe.
The best.